Have you ever walked out of a conversation feeling completely drained, like someone just drained your energy? You replay what was said, trying to figure out what went wrong, and somehow end up blaming yourself. If this sounds familiar, you've probably been dealing with a toxic person. And the scariest part is, they rarely realize they're doing it. Psychology doesn't define toxic people simply as rude or unpleasant. The term refers to individuals whose consistent patterns of behavior cause emotional harm to those around them. Research in interpersonal psychology shows that chronic exposure to these behaviors raises cortisol levels, disrupts sleep, and can even change how the brain processes social threats. This isn't drama. This is neuroscience. So, what does this actually look like in real life? There are five patterns that come up again and again. First, they never take responsibility. Every mistake has a reason, and that reason is always someone else. Second, they rewrite history. They will confidently tell you that a conversation went differently than it did, and they will do so with such conviction that you will begin to doubt your own memory. Third, they are constant crisis creators. The drama never stops because the chaos keeps their attention on them. Fourth, they violate your boundaries. The moment you say no, something changes: guilt, silence, or a sudden cold attitude. Fifth, their empathy is selective. They may cry over a movie, but show no concern when you're going through something real. Now, here's the part that most people miss. Most toxic behavior is not calculated evil. Clinical psychologists link it to deep-seated attachment wounds, unresolved traumas, and personality patterns like narcissistic or borderline traits. These people often carry an inner world of shame and fear that they can't consciously access. So instead of processing it, they project it outward. You become a container for everything they can't hold in themselves. That's why being around them feels like constantly carrying someone else's emotional burden. And that's what makes this dynamic so difficult to break. Toxic relationships aren't always bad. If they were, we'd leave immediately. But the cycle of tension, hurt, and then sudden warmth or apology creates a neurological hook. Your brain begins to associate relief with the person who caused the pain. This repeated pattern of reinforcement is the same mechanism that underlies gaming addiction. It's not weakness that keeps people in this dynamic. It's biology. So, what do you actually do about it? Psychologists recommend starting with radical clarity, naming what you see without labeling the person, not telling yourself that this person is toxic, but realizing this pattern is costing me something. This is where structured distance is more effective than abrupt cuts. You don't have to disappear. You're changing the bandwidth, less access, less emotional investment, fewer opportunities to restart the cycle. And if the relationship is unavoidable, a colleague, a family member, learning to observe without consuming changes everything. You are present, but you are not the target. The goal is not to hate these people or see them as monsters. Understanding the psychology behind toxicity is what really frees you, because you stop taking it personally. You see the pattern clearly, and clarity is the only true protection. If this video helped you see something new and useful, share it and write in the comments. Are there toxic people in your environment? And click subscribe, because there is still a lot of psychology ahead.